Assalamualaikum to all of you. So without further delay, Mirza can start your special topic presentation.
Okay, thank you, madam. Okay, so now, hi and assalamualaikum to madam, and we are from group 5. We are going to present about the centrifugation process that have been used in food industry. Next slide. So firstly, I'm going to introduce to you about our group members. Me, Nurmiza Munira, and secondly, Nurul Aina Tasha, and thirdly, Nurul Anis. Next. So three of us will explain to you about the introduction of the process for the centrifugation, process description, thirdly about the equipment of the process, and lastly, Anis will conclude our presentation. So firstly, I will explain about the introduction of the centrifugation process. So firstly, we need to know the definition of centrifugation. So centrifugation is a separation method by separating the immiscible liquid and solid from liquid. And the separation process will be carried out by the application of either natural gravity or centrifugal forces. Next slide. So we all know that centrifugation process is widely used in food processing industry. So one of the industry that is widely used this process is dairy industry. This centrifugation process is used in the process of clarification milk, the skimming of milk, the concentration of cream in the production and the recovery of casein in the cheese industry, and also in lactose when they and whey protein processing. And this process is also used in beverage technology, which is the when they are when they are producing the vegetable and fruit juices, coffee, tea, beer, wine, and soy milk. And last but not least, it also this process is also used in sugar manufacturing. So that's all from me. Now I will Nurul Aina to explain more further about the process description.
Thank you, Miza. Now we move to the description of this process, which is centrifugation process. Next. First, this process is used to separate mixture of two or more pieces, and one of the pieces must be in continuous space. Next, this separation is taken by centrifugal force that will provide the different driving force based on the density of the pieces itself. Third, this process is based on Stokes' law, which is the particle sedimentation velocity will increase with increasing diameter, increasing difference in density between the two pieces, and decreasing viscosity of the continuous space. Other than that, the centrifugal force generates depends on the speed and radius of rotation when rotating the mixture together. This allows rapid separation of milk fat from the skim milk portion and removal of solid impurities from the milk. Lastly, one of the examples that we choose in this process is centrifugation in raw milk process. In this process, the continuous piece is skim milk. The fat piece is a discontinuous piece that made up of fat globules with a few microorganisms, and the third piece is made up of solid particles, hairs, and other cells. In addition, gravitational separation can occur when density differences are high and time is not a limiting factor by doing skimming process. Next slide. Now let's have a look how the raw meat can separate in centrifugation process.
We do what we have always done, more or less the same way. until the day someone dares to think differently. For years and years, separators were made like this, following the same basic principles. The fluid enters here, separates here, and exits here. This open design has several limitations. If you reduce the flow, air gets inside the product. If you increase it, there's a risk of overflow. We got rid of these limitations in one go when we developed the separator with a closed airtight system. Now you can vary the flow without any risk of air incorporation or overflow. Whatever you want to do, it just adapts naturally. And that's where the magic lies. The product flows naturally too. It goes with the centrifugal force rather than battling against it. It's a gentler process and it slashes your energy consumption in half. It even works for a very challenging process like cold milk separation at 5 degrees Celsius. To find out more about the magic inside Tetra Pak airtight separator.
That's all from me. Now I would like to pass this slide to Miza to explain more about the equipment used in this process. Thank you.
Thank you, Aina. Next, I will explain the equipment used in this process. The first method is separation by gravity. Firstly, batchwise. This occurs in a vessel containing a dispersion of solid particles with a higher density than the liquid. In time, these heavier particles fall to the bottom of the vessel. If the height of the vessel is shortened and the surface increased, the sedimentation time can be reduced. Secondly, continuous third tank reactor. The liquid containing the slurried particles is introduced at one end of the process and flows towards an overflow. The sedimentation capacity of the vessel can be increased by adding baffle plates, horizontal or inclined position. The second method is by centrifugal force. Firstly, using tubular or disc bowl centrifuge. Second, solid bowl nozzle or valve type centrifuge. And third one is the basket centrifuge. So tubular or disc bowl centrifuge for separating of immiscible liquids. For example, vegetable oil and water or solids from liquid. The two components are separated into annular layers with the denser liquid solid setting nearer to the bowl wall. The two layers which are then discharged separately. Typically, the disc bowl centrifuge is more widely used in the food industry as it can achieve a better separation due to the thinner layers of liquid form. With the disc bowl centrifuge, the cylindrical bowl contains inverted cones or discs. These bowl centrifuges are used to separate cream from milk and to clarify oils, coffee extracts, and juices, or to separate starch from slurry. Next one is a solid bowl nozzle or valve type centrifuge for clarifying liquids by the removal of small amount of solids. A solid bowl centrifuge is the simplest solid liquid centrifuge and is useful when small amount of solids must be removed from large volumes of liquid. It consists of a rotating cylindrical bowl. These centrifuges are a modified disc bowl centrifuge with a double conical bowl and enable the discharge of solids automatically. These type of centrifuge are used to treat oils, juices, beer, and starches to recover yeast cells. Next one is a basket centrifuge for dewatering sludge with a high solids content. The feed enters a rotating basket through a funnel, which rotates at the same speed. That gradually accelerates the liquid to the bowl speed and thus minimizes shear forces. Liquid passes through perforations in the bowl wall. When the layer of cake has built up, it is pushed forward by a reciprocating arm. The basket centrifuge has a perforated basket line with a filtering medium, which rotates at 2000 rpm. Separation occurs in cycles, which last from 5 until 30 minutes. In the three stages of the cycle, the feed liquid first enters the slowly rotating bowl. The speed is then increased, and separation takes place. Finally, the speed of the bowl is reduced and the cake is discharged through the base. So for conclusion, centrifugation is a useful technique used by scientists today. It involves separating out different particles using a machine called a centrifuge, which spins at a very high speed so that particles in a solution are separated out by differences in features such as particle size or density. That's all for us. Thank you for listening. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, madam.
Mute or you want me to repeat?
Excuse me, madam?
Miza. Okay, it's okay. I repeat back. Anis, you can hear me, right?
Okay.
Miza, are you
Okay.
there?
Yes, madam.
Do you hear my question or you need me to repeat back the question?
I don't listen to questions. Sebab tadi macam
Okay.
Madam mic tadi. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. All right, so I repeat back the question. Okay,
dah.
Miza, why do you think separation process is important in our daily life and especially in industry?
So we all know that the separation process is used in wastewater treatment industry. So without the separation process in wastewater treatment, so there will be no separation from the water from the unwanted particles. So if there are no separation, we will get unclean water, water supply in our daily life. So we need a separation process to separate the particles, the unwanted particles in the water, so that we can have the clean water supply.
All right, thanks, Miza, for your answer. All right, now, Anis. Okay, Anis, what motivate you to choose this topic in your presentation? Why you choose this topic?
Okay, thank you, madam. So since dairy products is very common in every household, so we thought it would be nicer if we know more about the process involved in the making of dairy products.
Alright. Okay, thank you, Anis. So last, Aina. Okay,
Yes,
Aina.
Aina.
As an engineering student, okay, you all as a chemical engineering student, why do you think it's important to learn separation process?
As an engineer student, we need to ensure the final product quality is up to the desired product. It is up to the desired standard. Second one is the refining the separation techniques and the tools associated allows us to test the quality of the finished product with more accuracy and precision. And the last one is this allows us to understand the better the manufacturing process by identifying the impurities and allows us to fix the process and improve the process.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, okay, I think that's all for group 5. Thank you, Miza, Aina, and Anis.
Thank you,
Thank you, madam.
madam.
Okay.
Stay safe,
Okay.
madam.
Okay, bye. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.